Since our episode on Esther just released, I figured now would be a good time to talk about art and Esther. So let's look at a few of my favorites. Esther is this rich, loud story, so it makes sense how so much art and film is dedicated to Esther. Here we have The Feast of Esther by Jan Levens, a 17th century Dutch artist who worked with Rembrandt. And we can see the bright colors and elaborate Persian outfits that are depicted here. And it clearly shows this pivotal scene where Esther tells the king that Haman is plotting to eradicate the Jews. Esther's pointed finger, the king's clenched fist, and Haman's look of horror really shows the drama of the scene, which captivates so many artists. Though in Esther, it seems like all the parties being hosted are drinking parties, so the Feast of Bread here is missing some of the party elements that we may expect to see in the book. Here we have Salvador Dali's Ahasuerus Falls in Love with Esther from the mid-1960s. It shows this surrealist, dreamlike mixture of portraits, implying that Esther has inserted herself within the mind of Ahasuerus, which I think brilliantly depicts Ahasuerus' blind infatuation with Esther, seen in the text, on top of being a beautifully eerie piece. Lastly, one of my favorites is this depiction of Haman leading Mordecai back to the palace by Peruvian artist Zuli Palomino Jimenez, who is still making and selling art, so go check them out. But this is a piece of a series commissioned by David Moss, an artist based in Jerusalem who asks artists all around the world to read a few verses of the Megillah and create them in their own artistic style, many of whom are unaware of the story and the biases that come with it, so their depictions vastly range and are absolutely fascinating. In this one, traditional folk art made of portable boxes called retablo shows Mordecai being led back to the palace by Haman in bright, vivid colors. And what I love about this project is how the many different interpretations of these scenes really show how anyone reading the text must insert their own cultural and social biases into the text. Texts do not merely say something, but always have to be interpreted. And I think art shows this in a really beautiful way.